It seems it's the debate of the day, and every parent will have a view on this one. Now, it's the controversial new consent classes for 11-year-olds that will teach children about the difference between rape and consensual sex. Now, we've got 4 mums here around the table. Jane, your daughter is 11, so the absolute age that they're talking about, saying this will be brought in possibly as soon as the summer term after the Easter holidays. So would you be happy for your daughter to be having these classes?
Absolutely not, no. I just think it's too young. You know, my daughter's still building Lego. She's, playing Lego all the time. The notion that she's going to go into school and suddenly be told, because this isn't about stranger danger. She's already getting a certain level of sex education about the birds and the bees, etc. But this whole thing of, when you have sex, make sure you're not so drunk that you can't consent, or this is completely alien concept to my 11-year-old, and long may it remain so,
What they're saying, though, is if you wait until they are sexually active, which, as we know, gets younger and younger, it seems. So if you wait until she's 14, 15 to teach her these things...
But I wouldn't have an issue with it.
They're saying it's too late.
I wouldn't. They're talking about teenagers. First of all, an 11-year-old is not a teenager. So that one minute they're going, we need to educate teens.
Well, they're saying 11
to
16.
I agree with that. But an 11-year-old isn't a teenager, and this barrier is getting lower and lower and lower. The minute you lower it to 11, we're going to be going, well, maybe we should be telling 9-year-olds now.
But I think it's getting to the stage, though, that the reason it's going lower and lower is because they are being exposed to...
But they're being exposed to
sexual content at a much younger age.
But then in a way they're doing it like, I know it wasn't as extreme when we were young, but we used to read sort of Jackie magazine and go, hoo. Our parents and our school weren't condoning that. Yeah. This is sort of saying, look, it's scary. It's like saying this might happen to you. The notion that my 11-year-old is going to be told, well, if you don't say yes to sex, that, you're being raped, or I don't want her having those conversations now.
Well, I was going to say, what about Jack?
I think it's a good thing, and I think, sadly, I think it's a shame that we even have to think about teaching 11-year-olds these kind of things. I do think if you wait until they're sexually active, it is too late. I think as long as it's done in an age-appropriate way. My worry with boys now, and I've got a young son, I mean, admittedly, he's 13, not 11, is the easy access to pornography now, and I'm very, very concerned that boys are getting completely the wrong image about a sexual relationship, and the word relationship very rarely comes up. It's just about sex, and I am shocked often with the things that I hear in music videos, pop porn, I think they call it now, the things our children see.
But isn't it up to us as parents?
I think that's up to
I think I won't have done my job as a parent if my daughter is sexually active at 13.
There'll be some parents that can't talk to their kids. We know that every time we talk about sex education.
But that's up to them.